Hello again, friends. Welcome to Gamecock Central Radio. Emerson Phillips, joined by Gamecock legend Kip Bouknight for a baseball report. South Carolina extends its winning streak to 4 games after taking 2 from Michigan State over the weekend, and Sunday's Game 3 canceled due to snow that we had in the Midlands here, Kip. A strange week. Strange winter, really. You know, we've had the mildest winter in recent memory here in South Carolina, but then we get snow here in early March. No accumulation, not cold enough to stick, but enough to cancel a baseball game Sunday at Founders Park.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of crazy. I don't know if I've ever seen us cancel one like that. A little surprised we didn't maybe look at a doubleheader yesterday, but anyway, hey, it's a good weekend for the Gamecocks. They get 2 wins over Michigan State and get prepared for the games coming up. You know, they got some big conference play coming up this week.
All right, the Gamecocks have got Furman coming up Tuesday night, 7 o'clock start at Fluor Field in Greenville, and then we're into SEC play. The Gamecocks will open at Tennessee. Tennessee currently ranked number 25 in the country. They're 11-2 on the year, so we're going to talk more about them as we move through the week here, Kip. Let's take a look back at this weekend's action. South Carolina, a 3-2 winner on Friday night over Michigan State. First meeting between the two schools in 59 years, and it was junior right-hander Clark Schmidt striking out a career-high 12 batters. Madison Stokes hit a 2-run home run for the Gamecocks, and Schmidt worked 7 1/3, allowed 2 runs, 8 hits, and no walks. Kip, we talked about Schmidt. You know, he'd been fantastic with a 0.48 ERA, but we were a little bit concerned about his walk total in his first 3 starts. He didn't walk anybody Friday night. He was really on point.
Yeah, he was, and I'm sure he's certainly talked to Coach Myers and worked on some things. And, you know, it may have just been a mental adjustment. Sometimes people go, 6 walks, there must have been something physical going on there. But I truly just think he just was being a little bit too picky and trying to be too perfect facing the Clemson batters. So, again, he did a great job. He kept them in the game against Clemson. He certainly put up all zeros, but when you're facing a better hitting team like that, you're not going to be able to walk 6 guys and get away with it all the time. But, you know, facing Michigan State, he did a wonderful job of pounding the zone and I think trusting his stuff. And obviously having that many strikeouts, anytime you have double-digit strikeouts, you've either got a really good, well-located fastball going or elevated fastball or a slider was really, really good. I think he had a combination of all that, really. It was a night where he just, you know, from the very first batter, he just looked like he was on point, and certainly a great outing and a big home run by Madison Stokes. That was certainly a well-played game on both sides, and Gamecocks did enough to win, and it was a good win on Friday night.
Gamecocks had just 3 hits in this ball game, but senior right-handed reliever Coley Bowers, who's been outstanding this year for the Gamecocks, worked the final inning in 2/3, did not allow a run, gave up just 1 hit, and struck out 2 to pick up his first save of the year. And it was actually Michigan State that scored first. They jumped ahead 1-0 with a run in the top of the 3rd. The Gamecocks were hitless through 4 innings, but broke through with a couple of hits in the 5th. Jonah Bride reached on an error to start the inning, and then Stokes launched a 2-1 pitch over the left field fence to give the Gamecocks a 2-1 lead. And in the bottom of the 7th, Jonah Bride tripled to left center. L.T. Tolbert then struck out swinging, but Bride scored on the throw to first. Kip, that was an interesting play. Strike 3 on Tolbert, but they had to throw down to first to get the out because the pitch was in the dirt, and Bride came in and scored from third. You don't see that very often.
No, you don't. It was certainly a very, very smart and instinctive move by the base runner there. I mean, that was outstanding, and, you know, that's just something you can't teach. That's instinct. He did a wonderful job of reading the situation, and, you know, tip my cap to him. That was an excellent job.
I was listening on the radio Friday night, Kip, and Tommy Moody said a great job by the third base coach as well. So those two got to be on the same page, and just an alert play to score from third on a strikeout and a throw to first.
Yeah, and it may have been something they were talking about. A lot of times you can kind of talk quietly to the third base coach, and they may have seen something there where, you know, they could take that chance, but you can't wait on the third base coach to tell you to go. That's something he's instinctively got to anticipate and make the go. But again, that certainly could have been something Coach Esposito was talking to him about in between pitches. And again, just job well done. And that's a momentum shifter. I mean, that's pitcher gets a strikeout and then he ends up giving up a run there on a really stealing home is essentially kind of what it ended up being. It was a play.
All right, so Tolbert struck out swinging, but Bride scored with strike 3 in the dirt and a throw down to first. So 3-1 Gamecocks And then Bowers pitched well to get out of a jam after Michigan State picked up a run in the top of the eighth to cut it to 3-2. Bowers induced a flyout from pinch hitter Corey Young to end the inning, and the Gamecocks beat Michigan State 3-2 at Founders Park on Friday night. And then back at it on Saturday, a 5-2 South Carolina win. Career day for junior first baseman Matt Williams, 3 for 5 with a solo home run and 2 runs scored. And junior right-handed starter Will Crow struck out 9 in 6 2/3. Josh Reagan worked the final 2 1/3 innings. Crow gave up just 3 hits, 1 run, struck out the 9 batters, and walked 3. Gamecocks got a 2-out, 2-run single up the middle from Alex Destino to take a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the first. And in the top of the second, Michigan State's Alex Troop hit a solo home run off of Will Crow to cut it to 2-1. Troop was the starting pitcher for Michigan State on Friday night, and he hit the home run on Saturday to make it a 2-1 ball game. But then in the bottom of the fifth, Matt Williams hit a solo home run to right to lead off the inning. Chris Cullen and Destino both walked and advanced on a sac bunt by Jonah Bride. And then L.T. Tolbert drove in both with a double down the right field line, a ball that hit the first base bag and ended up in right field, scored Cullen and Destino, and it was on this play, sliding into second base, Kip, that L.T. Tolbert injured his thumb. The Gamecock's a little bit banged up right now. We'll talk more about the injuries in a moment, but a big play by Tolbert there with the 2-run double in the fifth. The Gamecocks broke it open right there. Michigan State added a run in the top of the eighth, but Carolina wins it 5-2, so the Gamecocks are 11-5 now. Michigan State falls to 9-4. Sunday's game again canceled due to snow here in the Midlands. So Kip, the Gamecocks are banged up. You know, L.T. Tolbert injured his thumb on that 2-run double in the fifth. In Saturday's game, T.J. Hopkins suffered a right leg injury, and he was out yesterday as well. And Tyler Johnson has been out for a week due to soreness in his throwing arm. So 3 key Gamecocks battling injuries right now, and Carolina's got Monday off to get ready for Tuesday's game against Furman, and then we're off to SEC play coming up on Friday at Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, this has got a little case of the injury bug here, and it's, you know, you just got to reload. You got guys behind them that are going to have to step up if those guys aren't able to play on Tuesday. I would imagine Coach Holbrook, if they're not 100%, they'll sit them out on Tuesday against Furman, and you know, we got plenty of other guys in the lineup that are on the bench that are easily capable to, you know, to carry this team through that little short stretch. And then come Friday night, you got SEC play in Tennessee. So hopefully they'll be back to 100%. The injury bug will be gone, and these guys will be hungry and ready to play.
Gamecock head coach Chad Holbrook talked about the injuries after Saturday's game against Michigan State. Said that Tyler Johnson, they're hoping to get him back very soon. Johnson, Coach Holbrook said that the Gamecocks can't go very long or much longer without him, so they're hoping to have him ready soon. No word yet on the severity of the injury to L.T. Tolbert or to T.J. Hopkins, so we'll continue to monitor that for you here on Gamecock Central and Gamecock Central Radio. Emerson Phillips with Kip Bouknight here on Gamecock Central with a baseball report today. We invite you to download the Gamecock Central radio app. We've got this free phone app you've been hearing about here on the Gamecock Central podcast. Free phone app that allows you to listen to our free podcast on your cell phone. Anywhere you receive cell phone service, you can download the app and listen to our podcast for free. Find the app on the App Store and on Google Play and subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, and other popular services, or just visit radio.GamecockCentral.com. So we got a 7 o'clock first pitch Tuesday at Floor Field in Greenville against Furman, and then at Tennessee starting Friday. Let me give you the start times on Friday. It'll be a 7 o'clock first pitch Friday in Knoxville, 2 o'clock start Saturday, and a 2 o'clock first pitch on Sunday. Tennessee is ranked number 25 in the country. They're 11-2. They swept a doubleheader from Cincinnati on Saturday. They actually pushed their Sunday game up to a doubleheader Saturday, and they swept that doubleheader after losing game 1 to the Bearcats. So Tennessee's 11-2. Their only other loss this year came against Memphis, and they're playing good ball right now, Kip. So important to get off to a good start in conference play. We've seen in years past, the Gamecocks have been slow getting out the gate. Last year they were quick getting out the gate, and the start of the season can really set the tone for your conference schedule.
Yeah, it can, and Emerson, South Carolina is definitely a team that's got to come ready to play, and they've got some really good players, obviously, on this team, and it's just a matter of them gelling and, getting the timely hits and playing good defense and hopefully doing everything they can on the mound to keep the other team at bay. I do think South Carolina, as good as their pitching is, I think that they're going to need to, in conference play, the magic number for me is 5. I just think that if they can score 6 or more runs in a game, they should win definitely more than they lose. I don't think this team, even though the pitching is can be really, really good, I don't think this is a team that wants to go out and try to win 3-1, 2-1 type games throughout the season. Now, at times, I think they're capable of doing that, but I do think that for this team to be successful throughout the season and make it to Omaha, I think the bats are definitely going to have to come through. And again, timely hitting, that'll be the key.
All right, the non-conference, first month of the season wrapping up here, and we're about ready to turn our attention to SEC play. It'll be a tough haul in the SEC. We've got a lot of quality teams in the conference again this year, so we're looking forward to the start of SEC baseball here on Gamecock Central Radio. Kip, we're recording on this Sunday here, and the NCAA Tournament Selection Show, turning to basketball for just a moment, is coming up at 5:30 this afternoon. And a lot of Gamecock fans are excited. All the reports are that even though Carolina lost to Bama Friday in the SEC tournament, the Gamecock men will be in the NCAA tournament this year. That's what all the reports are saying right now. All the bracketology experts and all this, all these people are saying that the Gamecocks are in. It's been a long 13-year drought for Gamecock men's basketball. So where are you going to be watching the selection show today, Kip?
I'll be here at the house watching it, definitely. I can't wait. I'm just so proud of what Frank Martin has been able to accomplish in his tenure here at South Carolina. I think he's built a very, very solid program. They got shafted last year, in my opinion. I really think they should have been in the tournament. And I know Gamecock fans are a little concerned about how we finished the season. I think it could end up being a blessing in disguise, losing that first game against Alabama. I think we're really tired right now, to be honest with you, Emerson. When you play the amount of defense that Frank Martin and his staff demands of his players, I just think our guys are a little bit tired. I think they need to get their legs back under them. And a lot of times when your legs get tired, your shooting goes bad. And I know this is not a great shooting basketball team, but we've got a couple guys that can create with Dozier and Sindarius Thornwell. Those guys really and truly are the only one-on-one guys I think you have on the team that really can create. So they've got to be well rested. We've got to continue to play good defense, and I look for no matter who we get matched up against. I think South Carolina wins the first game in the NCAA tournament. I really do. A
couple of the experts have got the Gamecocks matched up with Miami in the opening round of the NCAA tournament. Some say Carolina could go to Buffalo. I've seen one projection having Carolina going to Salt Lake City. So it all becomes official starting at 5:30 today on CBS, the NCAA Tournament Selection Show. I got my popcorn ready, Kip. Thanks for your time today, bud.
All right, go Gamecocks. Thanks so much.
All right, that's Gamecock legend Kip Bouknight, and I'm Emerson Phillips. We'll come back this week. We'll talk Gamecock baseball with you more here on Gamecock Central Radio. Thanks for being with us, and have a great week.